Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, it's yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes in the building. King Tuco, what's going on, bro? Man?
Man, what it do, what's good, yo? Hey, sorry, folks. Busy times, man. We've been recuperating, and we didn't get a chance to do the show last night, but we got to make it up and come back for y'all today. So, with that being said, welcome to the show. Let's get this on, man.
Hey man, you already know what time it is, but hey, look, man, let me stop flapping my gums, man, because this is Wednesday night dynamite. This is all things AEW, and I don't know where somehow, man, in this time loop, you and I got switched because I used to host AEW, now you host AEW. So let me switch these screens, man, and put you in your rightful place, Sir King Tuco.
Hey, man, anytime, brother. You feel
No,
you need
no,
to
no,
get
no,
your
no, no.
dynamite on. I never hate on my brother not to get his dynamite on, man. You feel like you need a rampage, go rampage, brother. I ain't mad
I
at you.
mean, I mean, but you do such a great job for the people, man.
I try. I try.
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I to to take you off the island of relevancy? I mean, you have become synonymous.
Ah,
You
that's
know,
your catchphrase. I mean, that's your catchphrase. I'm just I'm just the king of being too cold. So it is what it is.
hey, well, with that being said, man, too cold, man. Hit us with that icy shit, man.
All right, man. So look here, man. So the show start off, man, and Adam Cole, baby. He get to come out as him, as Kyle O'Reilly, as Bobby Fish. Uh, and they came to the ring first, and of course, they kind of still played on to the Young Bucks, being jealous. Let's just be real, they're jealous. They know what those three can do and how dominating they are. And let's be honest, man, the Young Bucks are feeling it because they know, and they don't want them taking over their company. They feel they've been dominating,
Right.
but you're missing your trio and Kenny Omega, as he's been dealing with the banged up injuries that he accumulated over the past years or so. But right now, you're trying to sell it on the big mega super elite group,
Right.
super era group, or if you want to call it that.
Mhm.
Um, and of course, they're talking. They get to talking about other people, and then we get Orange Cassidy and them coming out, which I thought was cool. They have enough people to actually fight the
Yeah.
entire Super Era, so it's like, all right, cool. Matter of fact, that's their name from now on. They're just the Super Era.
Super air for
They're
sure.
the Super Era. Uh, but and then you got Kris Statlander coming out, and finally something where Britt Baker is she finally comes out, of course, because Adam Cole's her man, and she comes to her man's aid, and she puts that boot to Chris's head and right to the mat. And of course, man, the power couple has now been made in AEW, not a true power couple. Uh
Yeah.
now, and of course, the super era just basically beat down everybody. It is what it is. uh it's what they do. But obviously, they set up a mixed tag match for next week's
Mhm.
Dynamite. We're gonna get Britt Baker, that boy Adam Cole, baby, and of course, man, we're gonna get the resident alien herself, Kris Statlander, and
Yeah.
we're gonna get that boy freshly squeezed, as always, Orange Cassidy, in the
Right.
mixed
Right.
tag
Right.
match for next week. With that being said, to start the show, franchise, my dude, what did you think?
First of all, anytime we mention the name of Kris Statlander, bro, it's only right that I greet you. So. Hey, I know Earl gonna hop on here like, what the fuck is going on? What up,
What
Earl?
up, Earl? Hey, baby, you know what it is, man. Hey, man, that's the resident alien, man. That's Kris Statlander, man. She's one of the few bright spots in the women's division that AEW has. So we got to give her due.
For sure. But nah, man, hey, hey, it's a little something different. It was
Yeah,
cool to actually see AEW publicly acknowledge Britt Baker and Adam Cole.
right.
Um, for a while, especially, man, with the other company over there, you kind of got used to really up until like John Cena and Nikki Bella in the modern era, they kind of try to keep, you know, the couples off of television together per se, even though you knew what was going on in real life. So to see, you know, Britt Baker and Adam Cole, because you already knew what it was, even when Adam Cole was in NXT, you knew what it was. So to see them on screen together was cool. And then to have her in the mix, with, you know, with Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and of course, you know, the Bucks, and having all them in the ring together, it's like, okay, Britt Baker add like a nice little cool, badass dynamic to the group. I like it, like she fits it. But then to see the best friends come out with Wheeler Yuta and Kris Statlander, I'm like, okay. And then we get the mixed tag. I'm like, okay, I like this. It's a nice little. It's a weird dynamic, but it's a cool dynamic. So yeah,
it
man. To
is.
start off,
It is.
but no, to start off the show, hey, I felt like they started it off cool. I like how, you know, the cheese, the corniness in me, when, you know, they was getting ready to set up for the kiss, right? And then Britt Baker like, nah, I got this one, my turn.
All right.
I was like, all right, Britt, all right, but yeah, bro, I'm ready. And I like how she helped set Adam Cole up after she hit the curb stomp on Statlander, how she set up I think it was Orange Cassidy for
for the super kick.
that super kick from Adam Cole. I'm like, oh yeah, I could, if they do this properly, man, I can see these two taking the whole damn thing over.
And I think that's what's awesome about it is the fact that you actually have a power couple that's good on both sides. Like Britt Baker is your AEW Women's Champion, and she's your best wrestler in your company. And Adam Cole is Adam Cole. We already know what he can do. So to have a true power couple that can really be the face of your company, like like this could really be the face of your company, man. And they can really have a nice dominating reign where, you know, Adam Cole could be the AEW champion. She could be the AEW's women's champion. And you could do that kind of storyline. I know people will kind of harp on it for other folks, other power couples we've had, but I don't think we've ever had a power couple that was good on both sides, where both sides were good, where the woman wasn't just a manager who was pretending to wrestle. She was an actual wrestler that got down and dirty all the time and was one of the best. And then to have her, you know, the husband be just as good. But we never had the female actually be a legit. If there is, I can't think of one off the top of the dome right now. But I think it's been just such a long time. I mean, you could say Edge and Beth Phoenix, but I'm not. I don't. That's short term. I'm buying that just for. That's just for the little pay-per-view. I don't see that being nothing long term. They can build on this. This is something that you can build on and have for a while, and I think they could do that. And then you can do the little breakup story or whatever, however you want to do that. But no, I don't have a problem with it. I'm glad they finally, you know, put that out there. I mean, we already knew it, but to see them to actually be together on camera, that was cool. Adam Cole still got a big ass head, but he's my dude.
Hey, bro, hey, hold on. Hey, let's talk about this because I didn't want to talk about nothing, but I feel like as a resident fellow short person, I have the right to speak on such activity. All right, bro, is it me or do Adam Cole got a grown man face with a 12-year-old body? Man?
He does, but he's still one of the best in the business. All right, he is, man. He is, no doubt. No doubt, he is, but he's still one of the best in the business. So,
absolutely.
You know, and every time he comes out, it's Adam Cole, baby. For sure. But you know, again, if this is the rivalry, the setup you're going, I don't have a problem with this. I need my boy Orange Cassidy to get his. He got to get his third. You know, well, is it a rematch? No, it's rematch. He got to get his rematch because he got cheated out of the last match he had a 1-on-1 with Adam Cole. Because that's when Kyle O'Reilly showed up. So, you know, my man's got to get his rematch. And this is a good way to get the best friends. Not that you got Trent back. This is a good way to get him back into the fold and that tag team. Because you know, there was a moment where there was a getting ready to have a nice little run, but Trent ended up getting hurt. So that sidelined what they were going to do. But now that he's back and you have the talent to really, you know, do something with guys a little interesting. And honestly, now that you've got these groups, it's like, man, I want to talk about something that happened a little earlier, and I hope it's not going to happen. But it's like now that you've got enough factions, it's like, man, I would love to see a couple of these factions definitely go at it with the inner circle. We saw the Elite kind of do it, but you know, they were the good guys. They had Matt Hardy and Hangman Page, but this new super era, this new super elite, definitely would like to see them go up against is an inner circle, but or Pinnacle, like you know, just you know, they're like the best friends.
You know what's
fraction.
weird? You almost forget about the inner circle and Pinnacle. It's like you know they exist, but it's kind of like AEW people just like separate them. It's like there are many groups within the big group.
We've gotten the inner circle pretty much since AEW started, and then they pushed so much Pinnacle and inner circle kind of down our throats for a minute. It was kind of okay for them to, you know, like we still get them. Like FTR is still there. You know, Sean Spears is still with Warlow and MJF. So, and when they do decide to do something, they still do it. It's just the fact we don't get them every week, which is fine, because that's what you want to see. You want guys to be able to click up when they need to, but still do their own thing, and that's definitely but we're gonna get to that inner circle part a little later. But we're gonna get to our first match, man. CM Punk versus Warlow. I think we spent more than enough time on that first segment. CM Punk versus Warlow. Not a bad match. Obviously, CM Punk sold his ass off for Warlow. Like Warlow did what you expected him to do, and that was put a beat down on CM Punk. You knew CM Punk, being the fighter that he is, he would get his moments, but Warlow being the dominant beast, yes, and then MJF just being that just annoying little prick that he is, and you know, you had Warlow motivated, but then it's like, all right, dude, I know I won, I know I can beat this dude, but you constantly want him to do more and more and more. So that was a great storytelling. I liked that aspect of it. And then of course what you got at the end. But for Sam, I did not like the roll up. But after taking that many power bombs and seeing CM Punk get dominated, the most we have ever seen him get dominated since he's been in AEW. Like, this is the most, and he took it. He you could tell he was feeling that shit, but he took that shit. So, and then now we'll get Spears versus Punk next week, because MJF of course can't accept it. He's got to play along, cat and mouse game. All right, cool. But with all that being said, bro, Punk, Warlow, give it to the people. Give it to the people.
Dude, yeah. I mean, so we wonder, okay, when is Warlow going to finally turn on MJF?
Soon.
Right? You know, we wondered that, because for a while it seemed like they were teasing about maybe about a year ago, about a year and a half ago. It seemed like they were planting the seeds, and then you had, of course, you had the pandemic, but then of course you had such a change of talent coming in, right? And then talent, you know, being stuck overseas. So it was for a while, AEW was kind of like a revolving door within its own talent pool. So it was like you thought you were going to get it, but then you didn't. But then you thought you were, then you didn't. And then I like how the whole CM Punk. At first, I was kind of wondering, okay, where's this CM Punk MJF thing really going to go? And then it's cool to see that it's really like a two-tiered storyline, because even though you got CM Punk and MJF met CM Punk when he was a kid, and here's CM Punk, you know, coming back full circle, yada yada yada, and then here's Wardlow, the guy who was doing the bidding for MJF. Now MJF's, you know, taking advantage of Warlow, even though he didn't want Warlow to do the same shit he just did the other night, which is overdoing it. He wanted Warlow to put everybody away quickly, but when it came to CM Punk, no, I need you to, you know, get yourself into, you get disqualified, because I need you to beat him so I can beat him or have a better chance of beating him. So it's like you just cost Warlow his match for what? And then if you think about what he said to Warlow in the past, even if you think about like the whole Dynamite Diamond Ring tournament, how MJF was like, well, you know, if you win, then you can give it to me, or whenever you get your first title shot, you know, in your contract, it says you're supposed to give it to me. So now it's just kind of like, okay, now you're starting to see Warlow. They already planted the season. He was getting tired, right? He's getting fed up. And then yesterday, when, you know, you got MJF literally poking Warlow, right? You see Warlow looking like, hey, bro, you're not gonna fuck you up, right? And then see MJF like, hold on, man, wait. It was like Frankenstein, you know what I'm saying, about to get ready to turn on his creator. It's cool, man. I think when Warlow finally does turn, he's gonna be a super fucking babyface. He's gonna go on a crazy run. I just hope that he has the in-ring ability to support that turn.
I think he does. He has not been bad. The few matches he's had with a couple of people, he's looked pretty good. But obviously he's still working more. Right now, what we see on Dynamite is just a certain it's a work, in a way of we're building him the way we're building him. But when he goes and has a match with somebody that can match his physicality, we'll see a little different. But yeah, man, CM Punk, man, he took
I'm like, for a guy that was out for 7 years, bro.
Out for 7 years, took 7 power bombs. So that was a power bomb for each year that he felt.
I didn't even think of it like that.
It just hit me. But yeah, man, that went the way I thought it should go. I felt CM Punk would win, but it was like, how can you win? Like, that was the thing that I think that was getting me. It was like, how the hell can he win this? Like, is he gonna win? He's gonna win it on DQ. It's gonna be MJF being stupid, being overzealous, and he's gonna do something stupid. But no, but I just didn't like the roll up. But I could understand why it looked this sloppy. But I just didn't like that part. But it is what it is. And like I said, we'll get Shawn Spears versus CM Punk. Punk may need 2 weeks off. So this match may not happen. He said, Joe says, man, I didn't like the powerbomb spots. The first few I didn't have a problem with because it's been the story of what Warlow's been doing in every match. He's been, smashing these dudes quick and then giving them 4 to 5 power bombs. So the power bomb spot fit perfectly with what he's been doing. It's when MJF kept pushing for more that I think made you really kind of like, because then once MJF started taking over and started making him do extra stuff, it didn't feel like it was the match anymore. It was just Warlow doing what MJF told you. So it kind of, I can feel where Joe maybe, I didn't have a problem with the powerbomb spots, but I could understood where it was a turnoff afterwards. But it was a turnoff for him before it, so which is fine. But yeah, we'll see, man. But yeah, I won't say a heck of a match, but it was definitely it definitely set up something.
Punk get his ass humbled a little bit.
Not so much as humbled, but be willing to do it. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You're like you like the purpose, the fact that you went out and you made Warlow look like a badass.
Yeah.
Period. What cost him was the interference of MJF and just meddling and not letting him do and be as great as he can be. That's how I saw it. Was it perfect? No, it wasn't perfect. But that's how I saw it. All right, man. Next up, man, we got Real Hobbes versus Dante Martin. Not a bad match.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad match. I understand Hobbes is green, but sometimes Hobbes they make him pull back too much. He's powerhouse Hobbes. Sometimes he needs to look like a powerhouse. And he does not look like a powerhouse to me at times. I get you're trying to push Martin over, but in the way Warlow dominated CM Punk, Hobbes should have dominated Dante Martin. And I don't feel like he did that. And I'm using it. And I feel like that didn't that kind of took away from me in the match. Ricky Starks coming out and interfering. It's like, okay, I get why, but it's like Warlow did. But it's like, and I think the problem was you did the matches back to back, so they kind of felt the same. You had a Ricky Starks that was out there like an MJF, but he was getting more involved and beating up Dante Martin until he got caught. And then Jay Lethal came out, where MJF was more methodical about it. And I think because their matches were back to back, this match kind of took something out of it for me. It was cool to see Jay Lethal come out. We've been saying, 2022 show Jay Lethal. We know he's kind of up there, so maybe he's not trying to do as much. We'll see where they go with it. But Martin got the victory. What did you think of the match, man?
You know what? I mean, this is one of those moments where we agree 100%. So like, I do notice one that Powerhouse Hobbs, of course, he's green, but it's like you said too. I've also noticed with certain people that he has to kind of. I'm not gonna say half-ass it because I don't want to use half-ass, but you can tell like he's not able to use to showcase his full potential. And I don't know, maybe it's because he is green. If he's not able to control his power on certain moves and they don't trust him or he don't trust himself not to hurt nobody, I don't know. But with a guy like Dante Martin who has such a high octane offensive, aerial attack, dude, I feel like they definitely could have done a lot more. And it's also like you said, because we just seen Warlow beat the shit out of CM Punk the match before, you could have gave him some space. So I think if you're going to do another match like that, you could have probably had a little more towards like the middle or the end of the card, not literally right after the similar type of match we just seen. Because I think Warlow, that was enough. That was enough for the first hour. For that kind of match, that was enough. And then to see basically Hobbes pretty much do the same thing. And then we know how good Dante Martin is. So it was just kind of like, yeah, if I had to choose to who was better in the ring, Dante Martin is, but it's Will Hobbes. He gonna get that dub. But the only way he's gonna get it is by being Will Hobbes, Powerhouse Hobbes. But like you say, man, it did seem like he was holding back, and that kind of hurt the momentum of the match to me. I feel like they never really had any chemistry, even when it's supposed to be in a squash match. I just feel like the chemistry wasn't there.
Right. All right, man. So we got the Inner Circle promo. You got Hager back. I ain't seen Hager in a while. Santana Ortiz, not Jake, Jericho. They're hyping up Sammy for his match later on. They're hyping up Inner Circle's, 2022 plans. And of course, Eddie Kingston's got to show up. Now it's to the point, man, where it's like Kingston just got a problem with everybody. It's like, dude.
Bro, say it again. Say it. No. Say it a fucking again. Because
Kingston just got a problem with everybody because it's like, all right, dude, I can understand you not wanting Chris Jericho's help. But you're just neglect. It's like, but you're recklessly, just purposely, and because you don't give a damn, and I respect why you don't give a damn. But you're forgetting they beat up Chris Jericho. They jumped him, so he's got an issue with them. Right. They helped beat up his boy, so he's coming out to help them, and you got a problem every time he comes out. So it was, and then what happened later on in the show, it kind of further along, we're definitely gonna get a Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. But it's like, all right, Kingston, man, bro, you kind of on that Moxley right now. You are a true loose cannon right now. You are the new loose cannon, Eddie Kingston, Eddie Loose Cannon Kingston. That is his name from now on. But that's just me looking at it. But Santana, he wasn't feeling it. He said enough of this shit. Walked off. Hager walked off. Tease walked off. They like, man, y'all handle that. We got other stuff to go do. But I will mention the fact that he threw it in Santana and Ortiz's face that the reason they are not AEW champions is because of Chris Jericho. At first, when it was Jericho trying to be a tag team with Sammy and then Hager, I did feel that way. Like I did, but then it was like after a while, it's like, nah, obviously they dropped that. Santana or Ortiz could just be going after the championships. Like that's not nothing. But I think we're gonna get very soon. There's a good chance, and I don't want to keep on this too long. I want to keep moving, but I think we may be getting that soon to be breakup of the Inner Circle. But moving on, man. And I'm gonna run through this other stuff, and you can give me your thoughts on it. MJF came out, cut his promo. Of course, he hyped it up like he wanted to fight CM Punk, but he scheduled it to be Spears versus CM Punk. And then we got the Super Elite promo where Britt Baker basically let it be known And then they put out the challenge for the mixed tag match. But then next up, we got the Hangman Page promo. He comes out. He's getting ready to talk. Dan Lambert comes out, and they have a nice little back and forth. Nothing too crazy. And then Lance Archer decides to re-debut. And while Lambert is screaming, "Go after the champion! Don't you want to go after the champion? Go after the belt! Claim your belt!" And then it's like, "You're right." And then he just clothesline Page, and then he beats down on Page. And Lance Archer's back. He's got the box braids to the back.
Hey, Lance out here looking like a bad bitch. My boy got that Shaquanda special. My boy went to see CC on 79th, you feel me? Hey,
I can't unsee that now, man. I cannot. Now it's like, damn, I wasn't even thinking of that, but now it's like remembering him walking out, and all I see is a bad bitch just. Oh man! Oh goddamn, man! Lance bad bitch Archer, man. Well, damn you, man. Damn you. Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Damn you, man. But I'm not a huge fan of Lance Archer. I understand he's the Mohawk murder, whatever the hell his name catchphrase is, man. The Mohawk murderer.
The murder hawk monster, man. He calls him the Mohawk murderer. And that shit sounds like he's gonna be on First 48, the Mohawk.
Oh shit. Hell no. All right, that's the tequila talking. But as a performer in the ring, I understand what he is. He's just too all over the place. He's too all over the place sometimes. Sometimes he can look like he's going to be coordinated, and then it just goes way left. So I'm not sure how hyped up I am to see him go up against Page for the championship. But prior to him getting hurt, he kind of was in line to, I guess, be soon to be number one contendership for it. So, whatever. It is what it is. But he's back. We'll see where that goes. And then we got a Jay Cargill promo. Apparently, she cut this right after Dynamite last week. The TBS champion, ladies and gentlemen, she is the champion of That Bitch's Show, which is the new AEW show that comes on TBS. So with all that being said, franchise man, before we finish the rest of this out, man, give me your thoughts on some of that, man.
I know the internet, man. I know the funny shit. We go from a bad bitch to that bitch. All
right, man. And when we say bad bitch, we don't mean in a good way. We mean he looks bad, bitch. He's a bad looking bitch. I'm saying I'm calling him a bitch, but he just didn't look good coming out. That's all.
Oh man, gotta love urban euphemisms. But hey, look, it is what it is. They did this to us. But for the people,
for the culture, for the culture.
Hey,
I just had to throw that up there real quick, like, all right, for the culture. Oh shit! All right, man, come on.
Somebody get Tookie Williams on the line. All right, man.
I thought I was the one over here drinking, man. What's going on?
Hey, man, I know my history.
Oh shit!
All right, man. But no, going back to Jay Cargill, man. No, dude. So I'm not blind. I understand some of the criticism that she receives in the ring. Because a lot of the criticism that she receives, let's be real, we bestowed said criticism upon other wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make an exception, and I'm not going to say I'm completely right, but here's the difference in this scenario. Jade Cargill is someone who will openly admit I'm green. See, the thing is with Jade Cargill, and the thing that we all know about her, we already know that she's greenish goose shit, right? We know this. She knows this. Everybody knows this, right? I'm
God damn. Wait a minute. First of all, when are you watching goose shit to know that it's green?
Hey man, I don't know if it's green. I just
Saying.
know it sounds good. I just know it sounds good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That caught me. I'm sorry.
But
oh shit.
When you look at
the
roster that they have, and
yeah,
you look at the storyline, okay,
right.
the TBS Championship, that bitch's show. Jade Cargill has always dubbed herself as that bitch. Now, wrestling aside, okay, she's got the look, she got the charisma, she's got everything you want in a top star. And she's athletic as hell. I mean, you gotta think about it. She's never wrestled before. So when you put all that in together, and it's not like, oh, she's a quote unquote diva that they just threw in there. No, Jade Cargill has a legit athletic background, no, a legit athletic pedigree. You feel me? So I understand. You could have put somebody like a Kris Statlander in that position. Hell, you could have put a Ruby Soho. Hell, you could have put a Nyla Rose, but you don't really need to. But you got to understand the storyline at hand. Jade Cargill, and Tony Khan even said it best. Jade Cargill, the way that he built her and her record, her storyline is similar to a Bill Goldberg. Jade Cargill was never meant to go in these matches and have super long matches. No, she's fucking the storm of AEW. She's meant to go in there and fucking look as dominant as possible, as quick as possible. Is she gonna always look pretty? No. Now I think in a year or so, a year or two down the line, if she's still in the same position she's in now, then that's a conversation we need to have then. But yeah, I'm not going to sit up here and shit on somebody who I see has improved from day one. Could she get better? Absolutely. That's just like Britt Baker. When Britt Baker first came onto the scene, she was touted as the face of AEW, at least on the women's side. And Britt Baker, she wasn't all that when she first started. I'm sorry, she wasn't. Even when she, and I'm talking about in-ring wise and character wise, she had to come into that. But now look at her. She's a fucking beast. So I'm not
she's the face of the women's division. So yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah,
exactly. And you know how long have we said, oh damn, we wish she would have got it. We wish she would have got it. But then when she got it, all right, cool. Now you can sit there and say Jade Cargill got it tied up prematurely, but it's the fucking TBS championship. I mean, let's be real. It's a fucking TV title. Everybody named Mama in that division is going to hold that title at some point. I promise you.
But honestly, I feel it's more significant because it's a secondary women's championship. You don't get many of those. A singles women's championship, they don't even have the tag team championships for the women. So the fact that they brought in a secondary singles championship, so now it's like you up the ante for the women even more because now you ain't just trying to go after this one champion that everybody's going after. You're going to have some people going after this one champion, and then you're going to have people going after this other champion. And that's where I'm like, if they bring this champ, and I spoke it into existence, I manifested the shit out of that. But they bringing that championship in will help. You know, I feel like it will just help bring up that competition for the women's. Yes, she's like what Joe said, man, she's a hybrid racer, hybrid wrestler. Sorry, that's definitely what tequila talking. Part diva, part powerhouse, full superstar, or around her, she will improve more in her second year. And you know, you both of you and the champ both said it correctly, man. So, but she has a look and a confidence. Like, can her promos be worked on? That's why she's got this manager, because he does all the talking and she says what she needs to say when she needs to say it, and that works. It works. That's how you build somebody. They're not great at promo. Well, you build them up to be great on promos as they get, as they grow, but give them somebody to talk for them. And dude can run his mouth. So the fact that he can run his mouth and she just inserts where she needs to insert. Therefore, she's that bitch, and she's got that bitch's title on that bitch's show, and that's why that's how you build the talent. will everyone be a fan of her? No, I'm pretty sure not. Or there's some other people we feel deserves that secondary title. I can name a couple. No doubt about it, I can name a couple. But the gimmick, the character, and if the long term story build for her was simply that, do I wish it was a little bit better? Like, was I happy with the finals match? No, I was not, because that's not the person I wanted her to fight. I wanted it to be Nyla Rose. I'm not gonna lie. I felt Nyla Rose would have been a better opponent for her to fight, just because she would have hit some of her deficiencies, but she would have definitely uh, just kind of made it feel more competitive. Not to say that Ruby
Right.
Soho wasn't competitive, but it's like you could see you kind of tell Jade was kind of holding back a little. And that was kind of the
Mhm.
thing that put me off about the match. It's like, no, man, you need to be the dominant bitch. You need to do what you do. Show them why you the Storm. Show them why you Jade Cargill. Show them why you that bitch. Let them know. I didn't get that in this match, but I'm not even saying fighting Nyla Rose would have been perfect, but I feel like it would have been better. All right, man. Serena Deeb, she default. Deeb sneaked attacked her. Deeb won. Then Deeb beat her down again. That's what happened with that. We get a Jurassic Express. They're actually celebrating getting winning the championships. Uh, and then the Dark Order, Reynolds and my boy Johnny Hungy show up. We haven't seen them in a couple of while, so it was good to see them
Yeah.
come back. And the Jurassic Express issued out a challenge, open challenge to any top 5 tag team, and they're a top 5 tag team. So on Rampage, we're gonna get Jurassic Express, we're gonna get the Dark Orders, Silva and Reynolds, and we're gonna get an AEW Tag Team Championship match. And I'm damn sure looking forward to that. And before I move on to the end of the show, bro, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, in the words of the great Booker T, all shucky ducky quack quack, motherfucker.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Next up, man, Penta beat Matt Hardy. Malakai Black came out, and
Chill.
you know, and I guess Penta, for whatever reason, Penta just picked a fight with Malakai Black. I don't know why, don't know where it came from. That did throw me off a little bit, because it was like, why are you? Wait a minute, hold on, bro. You was just having a feud. When did Black do something to you? So that threw me off a little bit, but it's like, all
Yeah.
right, we'll see where it can go. We'll see. Uh, but Black comes out, and then of course the Varsity Blondes come out, and then so I didn't write dude's name down, but
Brody King.
Brody King, uh, Ring of Honor, he comes out, and apparently he's now the newest member of the House of Black, which Black has been doing promos of, kind of talking to somebody, but not really seeing who it was. So it was like, he's talking to somebody, but we weren't sure who it was. Now we kind of know who it is. Another faction, obviously. Will this be a good thing or a bad thing for AEW? And I think we asked ourselves this question before, but considering how things are working, do you see? No, let me change that question. Are you more confident now that we're about
Mhm.
to get trios championships with the amount of factions we're getting in? That's the
I,
one I want to ask you.
excuse me. I think right now you have no choice. I think it's inevitable at this point. The rumors been going on around for a while, and if you're so the biggest complaint was that for for the longest time is AEW needs more talent, more legitimate, credible talent to make it look like the company needs to be right, a true number two.
Mhm.
You've got that. But then after that, it was like, okay, AEW relies too much on new talent coming in too frequently. So, it was kind of like, all right, well, now they signing everybody just like WWE once upon a time, just like TNA once upon a time. So, my thing is this: if you're going to sign this much talent constantly, you might as well go ahead, introduce the trios titles. Hey, let as much people get as much TV time as possible. You only got 2 shows, you got a shitload of talent. If you could find ways to incorporate these talents in the different groups and the factions and actually have it be meaningful, because my thing is this: once upon a time, factions ran pro wrestling long
Yeah.
ago. So
Yeah.
you know,
Not too long ago at that.
exactly. So I mean, if done correctly, factions could be a hell of a thing. Now, factions
Right.
could also bring down your company, NWO. But
Well,
it,
no, yeah. If that faction decides they want to have 50 members and there's
yeah,
no competition to fight against them, aces and eights. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sure. You definitely got that one.
But you know what though? I think it'll bring a unique dynamic because we always see tag team champions. I mean tag team matches. You always see, 3-on-3s anyways or whatever. But just think about this. Just think about it, bro. You do a storyline and you got fucking like with the young bucks and the best friends. You got 5 and 5. I mean, like just think if you could do different stories and storylines with 5 against 5 or 4 against 4, but it's not just random people. It's actually because then you could break it up into mini storylines. You feel me? So you could have 2-on-2 this week or 3-on-3 this week, and then it leads to a big 5-on-5 faction blowout. Blah blah blah. Like it brings a different element. You're not necessarily reinventing the wheel, but you're taking what you got, and you know what I'm saying, you're doing a little something different with it. So I think if it's done correctly, I trust Tony Khan. Am I a fan of everything he does? No. Do I feel like sometimes he rushes things? Sure. Do I feel
No.
like sometimes he overdoes things?
Yes.
Sure. But when you look at the
Yeah.
end, when you look at the end of it, Tony Khan always leaves you wondering, how is he going to tie this thing together? And even though you might not always agree how he gets to his destination, and the destination might not always be perfect, but at the end of it, the one thing I can say 9 times out of 10 with a storyline that's Tony Khan, eventually when he ties up that loose end, it's like, oh, okay, I get
Damn.
it. I might not necessarily agree, but it makes sense. I get it. So, hey,
Yeah.
I'm a trust it for right now. If you want to have 20 fucking factions, fine. Just find a way to make it make sense.
Yeah, and give people time. We don't need people getting mad and leaving and then talking shit.
Ooh, tequila.
Goddamn. I realized how I said that after I said it. It's like, oh shit, damn. It's said now. We're live. It's said. So the acclaim
Hey,
I'm trying to gloss over it, but it
hey,
ain't
hey,
working.
it's gonna be too cold. It's gonna be too cold to say wrestler in the multiverse.
Getting my ass whooped. I'm not even gonna front. Getting my ass whooped. I not even gonna play around with them.
Much
They
love,
can
much
tell the
love.
truth right there. Uh-huh. Still a big fan. Swallow for whatever. All right, man. So they claim took on Bear County. Um, King Tequila 2. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be tonight. They claim took on Bear County. Or Bear Country. I'm sorry. Um, Not bad. I kind of like Bear Country. Like I kind of like what they're. I like what they could be. You know me, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. If you've been watching or listening to our podcast for the longest, you know I am a fan of the big guy that can go off the top rope, the Bam Bam Biglows, the Vaders, the your Hugh Morrises, the who am I missing? It's a big dude. I'm missing him. Who am I missing? It's another big dude.
Vader.
I said Vader, I said Bam Bam, Hugh Morris, but Samoa Joe, just a big guy that's willing to go to the top rope, just to do a little something that we don't normally see big guys do.
Mm-hmm.
Bear Country is not bad. They give me that kind of vibe that they're that type of team. Kind of like a Viking Raiders. They don't do a lot, but they do some stuff you don't normally see big men do. And I like them. I see what I could see if WWE ever was to allow them to be really dominant, man, they can be dominant. And if AEW decides to ever let Bear Country be dominant, man, they could be dominant. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as the match itself, it was okay. It was cool, but I think you kind of just knew what was coming, which was Sting and Darby Allin coming out, beating the hell out of the Acclaim, which we're going to get a match, I believe, next week. The Acclaim versus Sting and Darby Allin, um, which is fine, especially considering what happened to them a couple weeks ago. Then after that, man, we got the main event. We got the intro. and I hate that to even say that, but we got the interim TNT champion Sammy Guevara going up against Garcia. And I gotta admit, man, Garcia has definitely grown on me. He has definitely been improving. The more I'm seeing, not just the more I'm seeing him, but the more wrestling and matches he's been getting in, you've been seeing him up his ante and just what he needs to do to make you want to see him. Right. 4 years in, and you could tell, man, he's committed to this, and you see that in this match. Not a bad match. I do feel, I don't know if it's Sammy picking up Conti too much or doing too much Sky Zone or whatever the hell they doing, but Sammy need to calm down because Sammy looking too gassed. And I think my boy, I think he enjoying that Brazilian wax a little too much. But not a bad match. Of course, Kingston and Jericho was out there. Then 2.0 came out, beat him down. Then, of course, Sammy won. And then 2.0 put a beat down on everybody. And then Jericho came in and beat everyone with the bat. And then Eddie Kingston got mad at it. And then that was the end of the show. Not a bad match. Like I say, there's just moments where, man, I can see Sammy's tired. And I know why. But other than that,
shut up, man.
It's like, damn, Sammy, man, you was full of energy last week. What's wrong with you now, bro? But Garcia, Guevara, TNT Championship. Give me your thoughts, man, before we get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the head. I mean, Daniel Garcia, I wasn't a huge fan at first. It could have been, just because I didn't know who the fuck he was, but actually seeing him in the ring weekend. You know what? Before I talk about that, I do want to say this because once again, I always got to give credit where credit due. Because if I shit on it, I'm also giving you your praise as well. I want to say one thing. I like Bear Country, like them a lot. Never had an issue with them. As far as the Acclaimed, I need to give them their credit, man. I know I call dude, speaker on beats, and I stick with that. I stand on that. But I will say, in the ring, they are actually very interesting to watch. And I would say this, to me, the Acclaimed are what Private Party was being pushed as when they first started.
And what they should have been. Exactly. And what they should be now, man. Oh, my God. Keep talking, man. Keep talking.
Because not only are they, I'm not going to say a great tag team, but not only are they a very good tag team, but both the members of their Acclaim, they could actually hold their own in solo matches. And that's cool. Yeah. I like that because not a lot of tag teams could do very well independently, both as solo guys. So I just want to put that out. Now, as far as Sammy go, okay, good match. Like this match. My only thing is this. I hate the term interim. I hate that shit because the way I look at interim is, interim is for the time being. So my thing is this, okay, when Cody Rhodes come back, okay, is Cody Rhodes going to automatically be the champion again? And then Sammy?
No, they're going to have a unification match. They already said it. They already said when Cody come back that they're going to have an unification match. Just depending on if it was going to be Sammy or Garcia, but it's like, no, they're already building to it.
Okay, so the thing that'll blow my balls is this. Dude, what if Cody comes back? Sorry.
I don't even know if I want to be a part of this conversation anymore. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. That is the end of 2 code for y'all, man. I am good.
But seriously, though, shit.
The
thing that's going to confuse me is this. I understand that Cody had to relinquish the title due to COVID. Well, he didn't really have to relinquish it. Honestly, he could have kept it, but
he didn't relinquish it. That's the thing. They still acknowledge him as the current champion. So that's why I'm like, they're not like, okay, he's still the champion. Like they didn't take it away from him.
That's true. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you should have never made Sammy Guevara champion without officially taking the title off of Cody, because it makes no sense.
You should have never took the title off of Sammy in the first place.
You shouldn't have. But since you did do that, okay, you could have had whoever. You could have had Dustin Rhodes versus Cody, and with the caveat, if Dustin Rhodes beats Cody, I mean, Dustin beats Sammy. Sammy can't challenge Cody for the TNT title no more. But if Sammy beats Cody, Sammy automatically becomes #1 contender. Okay, that's cool, whatever. But how the hell you gonna have Cody step in for? I mean, Dustin step in for Cody. Sammy beat Cody, become interim champion. Because my thing is, if Sammy loses when Cody comes back, dude, I don't want to see Sammy win it back from Cody. I'm done with this storyline.
Well, they kind of did what you're saying. Instead of saying he's a #1 contender, they just called him interim champion. They essentially did that, but they just didn't call him #1 contender. They gave him the interim championship. Total, you can still fight for the championship. Like
It's stupid. I swear to God, Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon was at this one. I swear.
Goddamn.
I swear.
Say Bruce Pritchard in the back.
Come on, bro. Make it make sense. Now, Now, I give Tony praise. I gotta say that was some WWE shit right there. That was some WWE shit right there.
Well, okay. To be fair, to in defense of AEW, the show was called Battle of the Belts. Now, did Hangman Page defend his championship on the show? No, he did not do that. But to be fair,
battle of some of the belts.
Yeah, it was a battle of some of the belts, and you needed to have that. Now, honestly, I wish if you were going to do a show like that, every championship should have been on the line. That's for one. But that's a nitpick in that, and we're past that already. But yeah, but obviously they're not done building Sammy versus Cody. But I'm right now, man, the whole Cody not refusing to turn heel, but yet doing heelish things is the big story. And Tony Khan is onto it because there's a long play in this story. And when it unfolds, I think it'll be worth it. I truly think it'll be worth it. But like you said, getting there is going to piss some people off. And this is just part of one of those things that's just going to piss some people off. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is our AEW review, shooting from the hip, kind of just having fun with y'all. We said a lot of words that I don't even know why we said them. We talked about tequila, we talked about wrestling, we talked about a little bit of everything. But other than that, man, we got to talk to you, the people. So we appreciate y'all, man, for taking the time. Just to come hang out with two little po' boys. But other than that, the tequila is definitely taking over. With that being said,
my boy over here getting sentimental.
You're right. I'm like, yeah, okay, no, that's not where I wanted to take that story. That ending.
He said,
but no,
baby.
right. I'm like, that is not where I wanted to take that. But no, but I, appreciate the people, always, man. We enjoy what we do. And yeah, man, final thoughts, man, and then we can get out of here.
I mean, AEW was a pretty good show, solid show. Tomorrow we got our AEW Rampage, Friday Night SmackDown. Tonight on Impact Wrestling, I must say this: we got the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. We got Roxy going up against the AAA Reina's champion, Deonna Purrazzo. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually gonna tune in to that main event. I might not watch the rest of the card, but I'm gonna tune in to that main event. But until then, man, I'm gonna hop on GTA and catch you. So with that being said,
all right, man, get out of here, man. Let's get out of here, man.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for another episode of the Generation Wrestler Podcast, man. It's yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold. He's too cold.
Man.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, man. We'll see y'all later, man.